All right, guys, Tactical Minds here. And today, as you've noticed, we don't have our usual backdrop in, and that's because when I have the backdrop on, it tends to want to focus the camera on me, and it's kind of tough when I bring other things into the picture. And today, what I want to talk about is this right here. So this is just a better setup for it. So today you get me in the couch and the bag, but hopefully it'll still be some good content. You'll enjoy it. We'll get into it in a minute. If you remember in the second video, we talked about when you were being mobbed or swarmed by a mob, one of the things you might have to do is leave your vehicle behind and walk home on foot. And one of the things about that is I spoke about a get home bag. Now, a get home bag is not just for that, but for other situations where you may need to ditch your vehicle and get home on foot. The get home bag is basically designed to keep you alive for 48 to 72 hours, possibly longer. And basically is set up just for that, just to help get you home. This plus whatever you carry on your person, that's literally its primary function. This isn't for bugging out in the woods and going for weeks and weeks on end. This is designed to get you home. Now, there's a couple of schools of thought when it comes to a get home bag. Some people go really minimalistic and they go with a very small bag. Some people tend to pack everything in case they're walking through the apocalypse. I think a couple of factors come into play with that, distance and basically your level of skill of survival. For me, I work about 45 minutes away from home. So 45 minutes to an hour drive away from home, that's quite a bit of distance to cover on foot. So my bag's a little bit bigger. It's somewhere in between, I'd say, the middle of the road between the minimalistic and the bigger bags. All right, but enough about that. Let's get into this bag and the stuff I carry on this bag and why I carry this stuff in this bag. All right, so first thing you see here, just a gray backpack. I kind of feel it blends in a little better than carrying something desert tan or olive drab. I'm not trying to stand out too much. This flag can just come right off, but I keep it on there for now because I like it. Let's see here. All right, so going around to the back straps. Got a little thing, pouch here. You can put a cell phone, whatever. Mine's usually on my person, but that's fine. So dealing with this back pouch here. First thing we have here, good multi-tool. Should always, always, always have a good multi-tool. I can't stress that enough. This thing can save your life for days on end just itself. You can do a lot with this. This particular one right here is called the Leatherman Surge. So give you a real quick thing. So this is the Leatherman Surge. It's a little bit bigger. It's got your standard things. It's got your standard knife edge on it here. It's pretty good size blade. Do some work with if you need to. It's got your scissors here. Scissors to me are very important. These ones are spring loaded. And if you're Italian like me and hair grows everywhere but on the top of your head, you can use these to trim up or do whatever you need, obviously for other work as well. And then you've got a saw blade here. And then it's got your other standard things, obviously your pliers in the middle and a couple of your other little bits and stuff like that. This is a really good multi-tool to have, but it is not cheap. This one is over $100. But again, if I'm pulling this out, I need to get to it. It's going to do what I need it to do. So, a couple other things. Let's see. Going on the outside of the bag still here. All right, so sticking around the outside. Let's get to the side here. Little side pouch here. This goes ahead and just opens up like this. Just a little holder for my flashlight. Also has a little IR lens on it, a red light lens. So if I need to look at a camera or something, I don't want to destroy my night vision. It's a good thing to have in there. Okay. Quick tourniquet, rapid tourniquet, something you always got to have on hand. Medical is a huge thing. And if you're in a situation, like I said, you're bugging out from that mob or something else happens, you get shot, something like that, you're going to wish you had this tourniquet because this can really save your life. We also have a compass here. This is a Sunto compass. Again, learn how to use a compass for land nav. If your phone goes out, I mean, yes, I have maps loaded on my phone as well, but if your phone goes out, this is a good backup that you should always have. And another thing here is just going to be these iodine tablets. This will sterilize quite a bit of dirty water and allow me to drink water if I can't get to a clean water source or if I run out of water. But again, a good backup to have. As you guys know, you can't survive more than 72 hours without drinking water. So, moving around to the front. All right, a couple things here. This is called the SOL Escape Bivy. Basically, this is a mini sleeping bag that's going to keep you through the night. It's not going to keep you warm in 0-degree temperatures, but it's going to get you through the night enough to where you're not going to get hypothermia because If you're on the road for a few days, you're probably going to need to sleep. I try to walk as much as I can, but you're going to need to sleep eventually. So this is a good thing to have. Also, some backup eye protection. I usually have my regular Wiley X sunglasses on, but this is backup eye protection. These are clear eyes. Again, in that scenario, if people are spraying OC spray, the police are spraying pepper spray, stuff like that, you want to have something to cover your eyes. Or if you're leaving your vehicle because maybe you're driving through a situation where there's a fire or something like that, that smoke gets in your eyes, it's going to make it really hard to see and going to make it difficult to walk. Eye protection, I can't stress enough, it's a good thing to have. All right. On the bag as well, hooked onto a little carabiner here. This is going to be a quick deploy medical kit. Now, I'm not going to open this up and take everything out because it's a little pain in the ass, but this is a quick kit. See, I've got some shears in there, some trauma bandages, some regular Band-Aids. I've also got some other things like chapstick and some other items that you would need, quick clot, things like that. Again, medical, very important thing to have. So getting into kind of the nuts and bolts of the bag, all right? And when you're putting together a bug out bag, or not a bug out bag, excuse me, get home bag, one of the things you want to think about and consider is what are the things you need to get to the fastest, okay? Things you may need to get to while you're on the move. You don't want to have those things buried so deep inside the backpack that you're not going to be able to get to them. So things that you're going to want to get to fast, you're going to want to have closer to the outside to have more quick access to, okay? So we're going into the front of the bag here. Going into the front of the bag, as we can see, got a few items in here. One little eating utensil, MRE star, a couple of salt packets, pepper, little Tabasco, stuff like that. If you got to eat, it's a good thing to have. Rain poncho, again, you do not want to get wet. You want to be able to keep the rain off you. If you get wet, hypothermia can start to set in real quick, and that's not something that you want to be dealing with, especially if you're in that type of a survival situation. Headlamp. I always do keep a good flashlight on my person, but if you're moving around and you're walking at night, you want to be able to be hands-free. This thing is great. I mean, it's very bright, as you can see. It's got red light, all that good stuff. Good headlamp. It's worth its weight in gold. Here we have a couple other little things. Some cords for charging my phone. Backup handcuffs. As I said, I'm still currently a law enforcement officer. Always a good thing to have. Chapstick, because not only good for lips, but you can actually use this as well to get yourself a fire going. More about that in some other videos. Let's see here. Little P38 can opener. Again, if you're not familiar with this, old military style can opener. Basically put it around the lip, twist and twist and twist, and this will open any type of can. Okay. A couple of Bic lighters. Always carry Bic lighters around. This is going to be one that is wrapped in duct tape. Or again, this kind of tape is actually Gorilla Tape. This kind of tape is good for starting fires, good for making repairs, all types of things. It's also got a little bit of cordage on it if I need. Great thing to have. All right. A couple other little things. Some medicines and stuff like that. I always recommend carrying what I call your tits. Tums, Imodium, and Tylenol. You don't want to be dealing with diarrhea. You don't want to be dealing with pain out there. You want to be able to keep moving through the stuff, okay? Plus, any prescription medications, I always keep backup in here because you need those things if you need them. This is a little knife sharpener. You got your diamond edge here, your other edge here. This one's actually pretty cool. It's also got the 3 little hex bits in it so that you can go ahead and do any repairs to a pocket knife or anything you have. Again, repairs, keeping your gear up to code, something that you're really going to need. It's a good thing to have. So again, fire starting stuff like that in here, medicine, stuff that I need to get to very quickly. This is going to be the first pouch to go to. So closing this up, we'll go ahead, we'll move into the second pouch here. Now moving into this pouch, we've got a bit more stuff, okay? One thing we do have here is a spool of some good cordage. Again, always need cordage. This particular one has a little cutter on the end, so it's pre-rolled. You can just roll it out, cut it, use as much as you need. It's a really good thing to have. Cordage is very important in any type of situation like that. All right, another thing, this is some snare wire. Help you set up traps for snares, catch wild game. You're probably not going to need that if you're out there for a few days, but it's also a good trip wire to let you know if somebody's tracking you. A lot of things you can do with this, just a good thing to have. And then some of my stuff is falling out here. All right, so some other stuff. Good bushcraft knife, okay? I always have a regular knife in my person, but this one is by Moracloth, I believe. It's about $30, very cheap knife, but good for splitting wood, stuff for making fires, things like that. You don't want to dull your knife that you're carrying on your person. This is just a great knife to have, and again, very cheap. So we've got ourselves a little holster, so if I have to throw another weapon on my hip, I do always carry my weapon on my hip, my concealed weapon, but I do always have a backup weapon in this bag as well because, you know, 2 is 1, 1 is none, right? Some cinnamon toothpicks, give me something to kind of chew on, get stuff out of my teeth, whatever. Anything that's going to help give you a little bit of a mental edge in a survival situation you're going to want to have. All right. Again, we have a backup weapon here. This is the HK-VP9. Love this gun. Very highly recommend. Good weapon to have. Backup magazine for the backup weapon. Another good thing to have. Map of the state that you live in. Again, going to have my maps loaded in my GPS, but you do want to have a map in case you need it along with that compass. This map is actually covered in a plastic sheet and is weatherproof and waterproof, so that's a good thing to have. Hand warmer. Again, probably not going to use it for my hands so much, but I could throw it in my pocket, sleep at night. Might help to keep me a little bit extra warm. Little something for our teeth care. Rip open, preloaded with toothpaste, put on your teeth. Good thing to have. Again, little toothbrush, some tooth care products, oral hygiene, very important. Always have some food, okay? Quick food. I like to take food that's going to last for a while, but that I can eat on the run. I'm not going to try to sit down and cook a meal if I'm trying to get home. These things are cheap and are good, quick, good sources of protein. Good to keep with you while you're going. Some hydrogen peroxide spray. Again, injuries, first aid, medical, very important stuff. Okay. Do always carry a pair of mechanics gloves so that I can use it to climb fences, get whatever I have to do, not hurt my hands because you don't want to be dealing with any injuries while you're out there. And a little spork to, again, this one's actually got a little can opener on the back. I don't want to take it out, but again, if I got to eat, this will allow me to eat pretty quick and keep moving on the run. So that's all in that part of the bag. So let's go to the main portion of the bag. Now, for the main portion of the bag, I have these compression straps on the side that kind of keep it down. Keeps the bag a slimmer profile. This bag is not too heavy. I can lift it up one arm by myself. So for me, this is okay to carry on my back and walk home. But you got to be realistic about what weight you can carry. If you're not used to backpacking, if you're not used to carrying weight on your back, you may not be able to carry something that heavy. So be realistic about what you can carry on the way home. And I know somebody's going to say something, why don't I have water in here? I always have water bottles in the car. It's easy enough to throw some water in. I just don't keep it in the bag, okay? So opening this up, we're going to go into here and let's see what we got. We could find the zipper part, which is all the way down here. Again, this is why you don't really want to have the stuff that you need to be hard access to get to. That is not the part there. Where is it? Let's see here. Where is this? Well, while we look for that, let's go ahead, check out here. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Right in front of my stupid face. Okay. So here, this is the part of the bag that is pretty, again, stuff that's easy to get to, but it's also going to take me a minute, but I'm not going to need this stuff as I'm walking. So in here, I always keep extra pair of socks. Foot care is a huge thing, especially if you're walking long distances. You don't want to be dealing with wet feet, getting blisters on your feet and stuff like that. That kind of stuff is just going to slow you down. That's not something you want to be dealing with. We also have, again, some more fire starting material. This is B fire fuses. These things will light up pretty quickly and take a spark very well. It's a good thing to have. I do carry a ferro rod at all times in the bag as well, so we'll get into that in a minute. This is some backup laces for my boots. In case my laces get damaged, you want to be able to keep your shoes on your feet. Don't want your shoes coming off, especially when you're walking that great distance, especially during that time. All right, let's see here. Other thing. This is a little Under Armour baklava. Okay, goes over your face, covers it really well. I've worn this in very, very cold temperatures. I'm going to tell you, keeping your head warm where a lot of your heat escapes from. This is a huge life-saving thing. It'll make you feel so much warmer, especially when it's a windy day out. Another backup case. This is a case for my regular sunglasses, so I can put in there. Little wipes so that I can keep them clean. This bag here has a couple of different sets of batteries in it, stuff like that I'll need for any of my instruments. Again, rain poncho, backup one, and a thing of glue, just in case for any types of repairs. You never know what you're going to need, right? Do have a big old thing of Gorilla Tape here. This Gorilla Tape is really good for starting fires, making repairs, things like that. It's quite a bit of it, probably more than I need, honestly, but what the hell. Another little beanie here to keep my face warm. This is my fun one, but again, keeping your head warm, keeping the heat from escaping from your head is a huge thing. Little neck gaiter, keep my neck warm, and a beanie, keep my head warm. Another beanie. Road flare, we went over this in the last video. This could be used to defend yourself, to see with at night if your lights go out, and also just really good to get a fire going if you need to get a fire going. This is my little pre-made fire kit. Again, everything's in Ziploc baggies because that's going to help to make it waterproof. I don't want to get my fire starting material wet. Obviously, that's going to hurt me if I start a fire. In here, we've got some cotton tinder. We've got, give you a quick little show, Vaseline and cotton balls because that's going to, again, make some good fire starting tinder. We do have some windproof matches, waterproof matches. If you've never seen these things, they're kind of really cool. You can light this up, stick them in water, and they'll go out, and the second you pull it out of the water, it reignites. Great things to have. Also, a bag of magnesium shavings. I have 2 in here. Again, really good fire starting stuff. And in the very bottom, there's a thing of hand sanitizer. Again, hand sanitizer can be used to start a fire if you know what you're doing. So, let's see here. A lot of stuff on my lap. All right. I know what that is. My Nalgene canteen, again, to fill with water. I can fill this with water from a creek, a pond, whatever, and if it's dirty, drop some of those iodine tablets in it, and this right here is going to keep the water clean and allow me to drink while I'm on the go. Also, I can boil the water in this. Again, food, some snacks, some stuff we can eat on the run. Beef jerky, peanuts, a couple more of those tuna packs, all right? Food is going to keep you going. You're going to be spending a lot of calories while you're walking this whole time, so you're going to want to replace those calories as much as you can. Shemagh. Shemagh is very good for covering your face, keeping stuff off you. Again, if the air quality is bad, if you're walking through an air where there's maybe a forest fire or something like that, this is going to keep the smoke from getting into your lungs. It's going to help keep you moving. It's a great thing to have. There's so many things you can do with this. You can use it as fire starting material. You can use it to make yourself a makeshift little, not a splint, but tourniquet. You can use this to, you know, help with a broken injury, something like that. I mean, it's got so many. You're only limited by your mind's potential with this. Another flare. This is a smaller one. Again, see at night, self-defense. We already went over all that good stuff, right? Some warm winter gloves. May not always be winter out, but if it's cold, you want to keep your hands warm. Again, that's where a lot of your heat escapes. Good pair of winter gloves as a backup. Just an Under Armour shirt to put under whatever clothes I'm wearing. Again, give me an extra layer of warmth. You're probably not going to die as fast from being hot. You can always take layers off, but you can't put more on if you don't have them. And if it's cold, hypothermia is something you do not want to be dealing with out there. So, again, this is a good thing to have. These are a couple of 8-hour, I believe they burn for 8 hours. They're made by YOU, the same company that makes the windproof matches. These candles will burn for quite a long time. Again, if you need to see start a fire, get a fire going. Just a lot of good uses for this. Here we have, let's see. Forgot about this. Little pocket chainsaw. Better than those little survival saws you see with the little rings and the 2 strings. Those things are cheap and gimmicky and break really quick. This is a backup. It's not my main one, but it's in there. Trash bags. Trash, if you need them. Also, these black contractor bags are cheap to buy, and you can use these to string up a tarp, make yourself a shelter, keep the rain off you. Cut a hole through it, put it over your body if you didn't have a rain poncho, help keep the rain off you. A lot of things you can do with these bags, and they're pretty cheap, so why not throw a few in there? Some off deep woods bug spray. Again, if you're walking through the woods and stuff like that, you don't want to be dealing with ticks and stuff like that. You want those insects off you so you can be able to move, do what it is that you got to do, right? Couple of Ranger bands we have in here. Hold anything that we need. Rubber bands have tons of uses. Good thing to have. Some more Ranger bands. This is a little folding stove. It's just one piece of metal. It's very small, as you can see in the picture here. Folds up into 2 things. You can put a pot on top of it. You can put the canteen on top of it, boil water, heat yourself up something if you need. Good thing just to have. It takes these hexamine tablets. I think there's 6 in there, but it'll keep it going for a good long time. Let's see. These little things right here are called toilet paper tabs, and you can actually get them on Amazon, and they're not expensive. You can get quite a bit of them. Now, this little tab here, you wet it in a little bit of water, it opens up to a big piece of basically toilet paper that you can reuse. If you're out there and you got to go use the bathroom, you're going to be thankful you have this stuff. It's going to feel a lot better than using leaves and grass. This here is my lockpick set. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, picking locks, I wouldn't suggest it, but this is in case I need to get into an abandoned structure or something and I really just need to get out of the elements for the night. Not advocating for anyone to do that, breaking the law, but in a survival situation, anything goes. Do what you got to do to survive, right? This is called a 4-way Silcock key. Again, not expensive to buy. Now, on most commercial buildings and most apartment buildings and buildings like that, there's going to be a spigot outside on the side of the building that they use to get all their water from. It will have one of 4 different bits on it. Well, this has all 4 bits to open up that spigot, and you can actually take water from the building. Again, if you're in a survival situation, you need water, this is just a good backup to have. Water's going to be everything. Again, some more snacks, corn nuts, I like those. This is some Squencher packets, flavored water stuff. Basically, you pour into your water, gives you flavor. One thing about those iodine tablets that I told you before, okay, you put it in the water, it will make it safe to drink, but it's not going to taste very good. And if it doesn't taste very good, you're going to have a hard time wanting to drink it. So putting this in here, giving you a little bit of flavor is going to give you a little bit of a boost. Also, some sugar and some electrolytes keep you going. Just some extra bags here. Some glow sticks if I need to mark my way. Again, see at night, lots of uses for those. Emergency blanket, and there's just a little bit of candy in there, some sugar, keep you going. Couple of last things. This folding saw right here. Now, the reason I carry this instead of a hatchet is because, for one, using a hatchet to chop down wood and stuff like that is just really going to burn up a lot of calories, and you're not trying to do that. It's a lot easier to saw things with this. Also, this is a good thing. Like I said, I do carry this backpack with me in the car at all times. This is a good thing to have because let's say you're driving down a road and the only thing that's obstructing you from getting around is a downed tree. Well, take this, go to work. You might be able to cut that tree and move it limb by limb out of the way, and then you can keep driving on your way, and then you don't need to get off the road. Just a good thing to have. Also, always a backup knife. This is just an old school K-bar knife, but will do more than what I need work-wise, self-defense wise. You know, taking down wood, whatever I can use it for. All right. And that's pretty much it there. Let's see, a couple little things here in the back. In the back here, we've got a little slit, and in there, radio, lantern, hand crank, solar. This will allow you to obviously listen to what's going on. Again, if there's a fire, disaster, riot, something like that, this is going to be able to keep you informed as to what's going on in the area. It's a good thing to have. This is something that I think everyone should have in their car. It's just very easy to carry around. 2 window breakers up top, little seatbelt cutter on the bottom, a couple zip ties. Those have multiple uses, and that's pretty much it, guys. So anyway, that's it for the Get Home bag. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. It is a little bit long, but hopefully you got some good information out of it. All right, guys, Tactical Minds, remember, stay safe, stay tactical, stay dangerous. Keep watching. Thanks.